Good morning. This is Tara Stark with Tara Stark Real Estate Group coming to you from downtown Weatherford. And here we are in what we are calling Stark Studios anymore. And I have with me today a very special person to me and in my life, my very good friend, Miquette Martinez. Miquette also happens to be the broker and owner of our Keller Williams franchise here in Weatherford, Parker County, Hood, Granbury, and Erath. And so I want to just kind of pitch it over to her and let her introduce herself. But Miquette has been part of our community for over 14 years as the broker of the local Keller Williams office. And so that's quite a legacy. As you can see, she's only, 25 years old. So, Miquette, if you would, just tell us a little bit about yourself for people that have never met Miquette and in the community. And I wanted to be able to highlight people in the community. And so you've been a mover and a shaker here and just want people to get to know you.
That's awesome. Well, most importantly, my wife, my husband, Anthony, and I have 3 little kids, Samantha, Alexandra, and Jackson, 8, 6, and 1.
Wow.
I know, and super exciting. I happened into real estate really young, in my early 20s. I was finishing up college. And it's just one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So I'm from Minnesota originally. I've been down in, don't hold it against me. I've been down in Texas since I was 18 years old. So
wow, That's amazing. And so I've always admired your ambition and your drive, and watching you from afar for so many years and what you've accomplished has just been amazing. And so went through changes in my life 5.5 years ago, making decisions, and decisions are hard to make and step through at times, and change is hard, and you feel a comfort in where you're at, and going through decisions of moving offices. I mean, it was a big deal, even though it was within the Keller Williams system, it was still a big deal. And so I had seen Miquette at different times and watched her through the Keller Williams companies, but the day I picked up the phone and called you and said I would like to come and meet with you, and we set an appointment, and the day I walked into your office was the first day I ever met you.
it is.
And so do you remember that day?
I do.
Can you tell me what you remember?
Well, as soon as we sat down, I was a bit nervous meeting you. It's kind of funny how that works, because I'd heard of you, as I'm sure you had me. And it's interesting that we had never really crossed paths. And the moment that we sat down in my office and we started talking, it's as if I had always known you for a long time. And I think that, as you've gotten to know me, I'm an energy person. And so the moment you came walking through the door and sat down and we just started exchanging ideas and energy and goals and vision, and just life came into alignment in that moment, I think, for both of us. In a very different way. I think that I think through my life, and I think through the important people that I have met along the way. And as you think about why they're important, I think they've helped me find more of myself. And when I got to sit down and just start talking with you and talking about life and your goals and your dreams, and it inspired me more for my goals and my dreams. And I think that's part of what this is all about, is just finding other people on the same mission as you and on the same journey as you, that when I look in your eyes and I look at you and I can see you and I can feel you and I can get excited about what you're excited about. And I think all of that happened. And it's interesting because when you really come into alignment with people and you really come in alignment with energy, it's incredible how much more you can go and do and accomplish together. And I felt that day. I felt that day that we hadn't met yet for a reason. And yet we met then because we were supposed to.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love it. I love that you're using the word alignment, because that's exactly the way it felt. And then you just know, and then you step. And so I brought a little book that became like our book.
I pulled that out this morning, and I pulled that out this morning and read a few pages from it.
So this is the Motivation Manifesto, and I had been reading this book before I met Miquette. And so, you always look for these signs, or you want to feel or know something. And I was, I think, so exhausted the day I walked into your office, but I had been reading this book, and so I walk into her office, and there's a stack of these books sitting there on her desk. And I didn't discover later, till years later, some kind of something behind that, but it was really cool. And so the words in here and the wisdom that you gathered from this and that you would share with us on our meetings was always so inspiring, and you could move people, and you have this gift and ability to talk to people and move them about their life. And I learned so much from you through all that, and you could just ask one question or make one statement and you could move a room. And that energy you're talking about in raising people, and it caused me in my business. I had a successful business, and I was a single agent at the time, but it caused me to rise because, it's the speed of the leader, the speed of the pack, you say a lot. And, but you would talk about, you just got one. You only have that one. And so tell me about that, how you came to begin talking about that, and you moved people, you moved me to realize I only have one life, and what are we going to do with it?
It's great. I think, in the beginning of my career, I found success, I think, just because I got up faster, I worked harder, the commitment and the dedication and the fight for more, and the fight for life, and just knowing that, I'm so grateful I walked into Keller Williams' office, to be honest with you, because it was the first time I got to sit across the table from someone that asked me, as you said, asked me some powerful questions. And I think back to that day, and there were actually some pretty simple questions, but it was, if money, or if there was no rules or guidelines, what is it in life that you would go get, and what would you, what in life do you want? And so I would say my first several years in this business, and in even building the business that I have right now, it was just that fight. It was that fight for more. And so I would say that there was a point in my career where I realized, and just in my life, where I realized that there was still something, there was almost something missing. It's almost like I had, not that I had arrived, but I had accomplished a lot of things I had set out to accomplish, and I just felt like there was something missing. And so I just had that opportunity for whatever reason, and just things came together to say, okay, what is it? What am I passionate about? What is it that I'm getting up every single day and going and fighting for? Why do I get up? Why am I doing this? And you and I talk about that a lot. And I get up and I'm fighting, and I know it. I knew I had it. I just hadn't figured out how to articulate it or have that conversation with myself. And so, you get up every day, and I just came to terms with it's I get up every single day and I go fight this fight so I can go build a life for my family, so I can go build a life. And I think we all have that, right? We all have that want and that desire to go and do that. But it's when it's all said and done, and you look back, it's going to be about the life that you had, and the experiences that you had, and the relationships that you had. And there was that moment in time where I realized that feeling that you get inside when you get in alignment with yourself in that place, it comes and goes, and it gets lost. Like with everything going on right now, it can get lost. And so I learned that if I started talking about it, if I started talking about the fact that I get one life and I get to do this once, and I started talking about why do I get up every day, and why do you get up every day, and what life are you building, and what is it that you're going after, and why do you get up and fight the fight, and why do you work so hard, and why, and what I realized is that as I started talking about it, there's more people that needed that conversation, and then the more we talk about it, the bigger it gets. And so, yeah, absolutely. It's you do get one life, and when it's all said and done, and I look back, it's absolutely going to be about the relationships I had, and I believe that same thing for you. I believe that same thing for everyone. And so it's also going to be about what you contributed. And the reality of it is that's why my office exists. And I found that voice, several years ago, and it's amazing what I've attracted and been able to be a part of since then. And so, that's why my office is here. I build a place, and I continue to get up every day and fight to build a place and a culture such that other people can come plug into that. Someone believed in me at one time, and someone poured into me at one time, and someone had that conversation with me at one time, and there was a point in all that had been poured into me that there was an awareness that you do get one. And so it's a fun, that is I could have that conversation all day.
And it shifted my life, and it shifted my brother's, my family's life. Lanham came over prior to me by a few weeks maybe. And Lanham had moved here, my brother Lanham, and along with me came my brother Bodie, both in the industry. So it was a whole family dynamic move. And then since then, my daughter Lauren has joined the company. And so it just keeps spreading, and think about just that legacy of touching people's lives and changing their lives, and who do we touch, and it just ripples on out from there. And I know that when I came, I was like, man, I gotta step up my game to keep up with these people. And it caused me to hustle, and then that's what I needed. I needed the urgency and the inspiration, and I wanted it, I craved it, and I wanted to be more and to become more. And so through you and through your office and through what you lead through, it's teaching, mentoring me to become a better leader, getting to be part of the regional ALC, and through international connections, and through getting to go. I can remember my first family reunion with you. I think we were in Florida, right?
Oh
and
gosh,
see, and I got to sit on a panel for the KW Land division, and you're like, okay, we're going to meet that morning for breakfast, and we're going to go through, and you helped me mentally prepare and think through what that was going to be like. And so you helped me grow, and then of course then it's up to the person to step up and rise too. And then since then, the opportunities that have come through that, and watching you lead and teach and lead a group of people, giving me opportunities to give the Thanksgiving gratitude speech to our vendors and our affiliates. It's a challenge, and then you step through it. And then you become more confident. It's an event, and you step through it, and it builds confidence, and then you have more confidence for the next time. And so it's those things that I've learned from you that are that way, but the conversation about life, and the conversation about legacies. And so I know there's millions of things, but is there one, can you tell me one thing that you're the most proud of?
Oh, wow. My family.
Yes.
Hands down. Yes.
You've built a really cool family. You're an amazing mom. Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, it's, and I think especially with everything happening in the world right now, it's that you turn in a bit to that life, and to get to be more present in that, and that's a gift.
Yeah.
And all that this is, that has been a gift. And so I would say, hands down, I would say, my family, my marriage, my kids, I mean, that's what it's all about. And yet, here's the thing, I think back to what would my life have been like. My parents had me very young, and I was very young when I was, on my own, very young. And I think back to the life I would have had if I would have made different choices in that small space. And I ended up so grateful walking into an environment, and walking into a company, and into a room, and into sitting down with a leader that just asked me questions such that I was able to go put something different together for my future. And so I would say the thing I'm the most proud of is it's every single one of my people in my office that gets up every single day and fights a little harder, and gets to be, and makes the choice to be a little more on purpose, to be even more purposeful about the life they're creating, and how they're present in their family, and they're present in their world, and that and if they can go build a business such that it can fund that dream. I think that's the other thing is it's the single mom sitting across the table for me, and she was able to, because of what we provided her, to go build a life and a business that can go and fund dreams and experiences, and that's, I would say that is one of my biggest pride moments. Is that
awesome.
one person.
Because it changes the world by changing one person's life. And so let's speed up to March 13th. another day that will live in infamy in our world.
Yeah.
And we felt things being different off through the first couple of weeks of March, and then, you know, once the gauntlet was laid down and the speed upon, I was so proud to be part of this office and part of your leadership in watching you and you taking us and leading us through quickly, pivoting quickly to securing our businesses and our livelihoods, and you know, how quickly you turned to the Zoom and the way you got people together and kept people connected, and how quickly we put things on our training calendar through Zoom, and I had to learn technology. And so, you know,
Didn't we all just a little more?
And within 10 days, we had our first team meeting with 100 people on a Zoom call. And that was just incredible. So walk me through just those first few days and what that felt like what that felt like to go through that. But I'm just so proud of you for the quick, fast response. And
you know, Tara, I mean, you and I are wired a lot alike in that. I think back to that. That's probably the first time I've even thought back to those few days. It's just as you were laying that out. I don't know any different. You know, I think that's the thing is everything happened. I feel like it was felt so quickly, right? And it was March 13th. I think there was a level of awareness that we all came to. That is just we'll never forget. We won't forget that day, right? And so it was in that moment, you know. It's all about my people and the people that show up for themselves every single day and show up for our life and show up for our environment and contribute and give back. And I just thought, we don't know what's going to happen and we don't know where this is going to be. And all I know to do is to you know, the moment you face plant in the dirt, it's to get up. It's to get up and it's to get moving. And so it is. It's making sure that I think a lot of people just they almost just paused. Everyone just, I guess not even paused, stopped in your tracks. And it was that moment where it felt like the whole world was just at a standstill, and it was like, move. You know, go. We got to move and we got to go, and I don't know what's at the end. All I know is we're going to go, and we're going to go forward. We're going to go straight, and we do. We have you know, you have agents' livelihoods at stake. You have our clients and our customers and what they needed, and I think there was that's a moment in time where no one at the same time had any answers. What's this look like? Am I going to be able to move forward? Am I going to be able to, you know, what does this mean for us? And so someone had to go figure it out, and I don't know any other way than to just start doing that. You know?
We, you know, who you surround yourself with matters. Always, but especially in times like these. And I've learned that through you as well. It's things and phrases you hear all your life, yet when you feel it, it comes home differently. And it's so important. And I was so thrilled to be in the fight with you. And we read a lot. We're always connecting. And what are you reading? And we're connecting to people. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to connect to somebody that does. Because when all this started, we didn't know what we were going to be able to do. And thankfully, we were deemed essential. Thankfully, our title companies were deemed essential so that properties that were already under contract could go ahead and close. The people's lives that were left in the balance, if you will. And so through that, we were connecting over this book. We're so much on books, legacy. And through this, we talked about that, what you're just saying, you know, assess, adjust, and act. You know, it's first you got to do is fly the plane, right? And then you got to tell the people that you're flying the plane where you're going, and then you got to head it in the right direction.
You got it.
And of course, through this, every day was a new day.
It was.
Which way. And so it was incredible. And then there came the time to where it all kind of, okay, we're flying the plane, now what? You know, and there was kind of a pause and a quietness that came as we kind of quote unquote fixed everything for a bit. How did that feel to you?
Exciting. I mean, I'll be honest. I think that I was so excited for for everyone, and I don't know if that's the response you were expecting to get,
No,
but
hey, it is.
I am, because I think that part of what happened, especially in our industry, for our agents, you know, my people, the people that they said yes, and they came into my organization hoping something in their life would change and that we could help them go get that. And there was that moment in time when the dust settled and you realized that that the playing field just got evened out for everyone. You know, I mean, it's oftentimes we say, we look back and say, could you have hit a reset? You know, I wish I had a reset button. You know, we go through that in life, and there's times where I would have done this different, or I wish I, you know, could go do that. And I think that there was a moment in time where I just started shouting from the rooftops to everybody that this is get up and let's go, because everything just changed and nothing changed at all in one moment. And I think that's part of why this is so different. And yet everything we knew to be, especially in our industry, there's some massive changes that's happening right now. And so the opportunity got equalized once again for everyone, and that excites me.
Yeah. And then it's now go faster.
And now go faster.
And go learn and go figure it out. One of a great word of advice through that time to your people, I think, was great, is meet people where they are, because we have clients and we have friends and we have family and our associates and other agents, and you told us meet them where they are. You know, that we still had a job to do. We still had a job to do with helping our clients get to the closing table, and how do we finesse that in such a way yet take care of business. And so it's an art and a skill, and so you helped us through that as well, and for that I'm grateful also. And we still are meeting people where they are, and that will always continue, and every day there's something new that we will see and meet. And I think that's an incredible legacy. We're all, you know, a lot of us wish it never happened, and yet I started saying from the beginning, I said it a few times, and yet we were made for such a time as this. I used to say, I'm so glad I wasn't born back in the Western days of the late 1800s, because coming across the world in a covered wagon was not going to work for me.
Yeah.
You know, I like my air conditioning, and I don't like flies and mosquitoes, even though I love being at the barn. But here we are, and yet we humans, and we that are here today, are built for such a time as this. It may not feel like it, but I think we have a resolve about us that we get to figure it out, and there's so much available to us that our brains can function so fast, and we get to figure it out. And so going through that, I wanted to ask you really quick, I want to make sure I get this, because I'm not sure about our time, but you know, it's funny, the questions you went over, and I had them written down about fighting the good fight, and what causes you to get up each day. You know, you say you talk about that, but what causes you to get up every day and fight that fight again, and show up with the diligence upon what you show up with?
So I told myself I was not going to cry today. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
we cry a lot.
It is.
Anyway,
we do. Yeah, it's okay. It's
and
okay.
we can just sit there, all of a sudden we're just crying. So yeah.
You know, it comes back down for me. We do only get to do this once, and we say that, and yet I don't ever want us to be immune to that.
Right.
You know, I only get today once, and the choices I made this morning, and my opportunity to come sit here and talk to you, you know, and that was a choice, and today will be today, and then it'll be tomorrow, right? So, you know, I get up every single day. I think about the fact that I do only get one life. My family only gets one life, and I don't ever want money to be the limiting factor of how much of this world my children and my husband get to take in. You know, and I don't want that for anybody, you know. And so I get up every single day and I go fight the fight, because I want to want to live. I want to live. I want to become the best version of myself. I want to become all that I can be. I want to learn the world and all that I can. I want to be able to go take all that in, and I want to make sure that I create a world such that my husband and my children can go and anything that they can dream of, and anything that they can experience, and if they want to go see something or touch something or feel something or be a part of something or give something, I don't ever want their imagination to be limited because of financial reasons.
Yes.
And I think part of that comes from my growing up, you know, and my parents are, I'm so ever grateful to them, and yet they had me really young. And so I don't ever want my family to be limited by money, or I don't ever want their decisions or their mindset, and that's a big ask. And yet it drives me. It drives me to get up every single day because I want to go see and experience and feel and give everything I can do in this world. And the next thing that drives me is to continue to create an environment where I get to be around other people that think that way. Because when I get to sit down with you like this and I get to think that way and feel that way and talk about that, it causes me to continue to be more of that. And it challenges me to go explore more of that and find more of it and give more of it. And so to be able to bring people in, and if I could do that for one more person, if I can just go pay that forward to one more person such that they get up a little faster and they fight a little harder, and that they had someone that believed in them such that they invested in themselves just a little bit more, and then they were able to go experience one thing that when it's all said and done and they look back and they think about their life and they think about their experiences and their relationships and all that meant something to them, that they got to have and be just a little bit more because we did this together.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about believing in someone, and you did that for me. You know, I knew and I understood and I felt that you believed in me, and it was that extra. I know my brother Bodie, he's like, anytime she's showing up in a room, I'm showing up there. Whatever she is talking about, I don't care. She's in the room, I'm going. Because you have that, and you lead people, and you people experience something when you're in the room. And you know, going through this with you, and then here we are today. And I want to read one thing really quick and get to it. So from our lovely book, and it says, it's the impact you make when you're here, the trace you leave once you're gone. Character rises out of our values, our purpose, the standards we set ourselves, our sacrifice and commitment, and the decisions we make under pressure. But it's primarily defined by the contribution we make, the responsibility we take, the leadership we show. This is our time. And I so believe it's our time. So fabulous. So one more quick question. So a friend had made this statement the other day, and I thought it was such a great question. And so this is on many levels of anything, but what will you remember? What will you remember about how you felt on different days? What will you remember about what you saw, what you experienced, whether that's personal or professional? So tell me what you will remember.
The people.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you never really know until you're there, right? And so I believe very much that even when I look back and reflect on from then to today, you know, and I think back, it's the laughter, and it's the joy, and it's the tears, and it's the energy, and it's the people that you come in contact with that you learn something from, or that inspires you, or that moves you, or that you just align with or connect with, or you have an exchange of energy with, and it's those experiences, and it's those little moments. It's the moments in time. It's not the stuff. You know me. I don't care about money. I don't care about money. I don't care about success. Those things. I care about nailing it, and I care about going after what means something to me. But it's about who I get to experience it with. And I think when it's all said and done, and you're looking back, it's going to be first and foremost the being a wife and being a mom and all that I got to, the memories and the things I got to experience with them, the things I got to give them, and then it's everyone, it's the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands
That's
down,
awesome.
no doubt.
So cool.
Mhm.
I'm so glad you took your time to
Thanks
come
for
see us
having
today.
me.
So, oh, by the way, we haven't seen each other physically since all this started occurring.
Yeah.
We've seen each other on Zoom calls, and so thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having
And
me.
it was really hard not to hug her neck, and because we are huggers. And I hope that people have enjoyed this time. I know they did, and got to see a little bit more of you. And until next time, over and out, and we'll see you soon. Bye
Thank
now.
you.